recently I sat down with Dr. Pamela Moore, a resource teacher in the Mobile County Public School System. Dr. Moore has a varied background in education. However, she has a doctorate in curriculum and instruction with a focus in instructional media. Listen in as Dr. Moore tells us about her job in the K through 12 sector. Dr. Moore, do you feel like your educational background has prepared you to do your current job?
Definitely true that my educational background has prepared me for what I do. But I have to say, along with that education is a natural curiosity. I love learning, I love planning, and I'm always excited to share new information and resources with others. I think when I got the title of resource teacher, it was no better description because I like bringing out resources and I like teaching others. So that combination of technology, resource, and teacher is a perfect description for what I do and for who I am.
Dr. Moore, can you describe a typical work day or typical work week that you would have?
What a great question. Describe a typical day or a typical week. There is no typical day, no typical week for what I do. My work is very project driven. It's providing specific assistance for specific needs, and it's planning for implementation and evaluation. But there's always a new assignment with a new group, always fires to put out, as well as sometimes there are fires to light up under some folks, always opportunities to share resources. On every Monday, I attend a staff meeting where my team and I get together, we share updates about existing projects, we evaluate older projects, and we address the projects that are on our horizon. But there's never a dull moment even in our staff meetings because we're always trying to figure out the next thing that we have to do, how to make it better, how to get it done. That's a typical day or a typical week for me in this
Dr.
position.
Moore, do you have any other career goals or aspirations?
Professionally, I believe that my aspirations have changed as I have learned more about other positions. Initially, my scope was very limited, but as I've learned more and interacted with more people, I've learned that there are many, many interesting jobs out there and many things that I think I'd be well suited for. I'd like to work perhaps in professional development as leader of a team that would support initiatives. I have an interest in serving as a consultant for project management that intersects technology and learning for adults and for kids. I have a couple of ideas for educational tech startups that I think would be very, very interesting and useful in the ed tech world, in the ed tech sector. And I have gotten a recent interest in perhaps serving as a research fellow for a think tank that concerns education and how what can be done to make education better in our country. So those are some of the professional aspirations that I have. Again, as I learn more, I think about doing more.
Dr. Moore, what contributions have you made to the field of instructional design?
My contributions to the field. Probably my three contributions that I see to my field would be my time spent as a practitioner, the research that I've done, and serving as a motivator to others in my field. I believe my over 13 years as a practitioner in the field has been probably my greatest contribution. I know that there are teachers that I've encountered who I've had an impact on in a variety of ways. I'd like to think that my work as a researcher in crafting my dissertation will serve the greater good for people that are interested in technology acceptance and use in educational settings. And I believe that the contribution of the two as a motivator, when you combine those two, or an encourager to others to set goals and achieve them, will be probably my greatest contribution to the field. I encounter a lot of teachers and a lot of people in other roles in education, and I try to encourage them to seek out their dreams. And if they believe that they can do it, they can.
Dr. Moore, what do you find rewarding about your job?
The rewards of my position. There have been quite a few rewards in my time spent doing this. Probably the top of the list would be the time and resources for creativity and the opportunity to learn about new things. I've gotten a chance to try out cutting edge technology and learn about things that are coming up in ways that many people never do. And the opportunity to travel. I love traveling, so the chance to get out and meet new people in different places has been very exciting. But the time and resources creativity would be at the top of the list. I'm a natural creative person with ideas always bubbling in my head. So the chance to be able to see those ideas happen and to know it went from a dream to a sheet of paper to an actual activity to a success in many cases has been one of the true rewards of all that I've done in this position.
What challenges do you find with your job?
As in anything, there are also challenges. And I guess in serving in a technology capacity, the challenge is always to keep up with what's new. There's always a new tool coming out, always something exciting, something that everybody has to learn about, everybody needs to use. So that's probably one of the challenges, to keep up and when to decide enough is enough, and oh, can I still learn that next greatest thing? There's also a challenge, though, to not continue with the status quo, not to continue doing things the way that things have always been done, because that's the easiest way to do it. You would think in technology that that would not be the case, but often the easiest road is the road that we take, even though that may not be the most effective road. So those two things would definitely be the challenges of my position.
Dr. Moore, do you feel like your education fully prepared you for your current position?
Initially, when I began, I thought, yes, I am prepared. I have a background of sharing with others, of doing professional development. I have an interest in the technology, and that would be enough. However, as I started learning, I recognized that I could never, ever truly be prepared. I would always have to learn new things. I think that was one of the things that propelled me to further my education, because I wanted to know more. I wanted to understand the theories behind many of the things that I do, and I also wanted to understand why. And as I understood the theories, and that gave me knowledge to get a greater understanding of why, I think it enabled me to know that I can never stop learning, and that there will always be things for me to do and always be things for me to learn. So that leads to greater preparation.
Thank you so much, Dr. Moore, for your time. You have been so helpful.